डायरेक्ट पीपीटी चालू करायचा ना. Good morning, students. Hello, everyone. Today we are going to see the sixth chapter of chemistry, that is chemical kinetics. This chapter is very important chapter, and we are going to see various things in this. The very first thing that we are going to see is what exactly chemical kinetics is. In the reduced chapter or in the reduced syllabus, if you see, introduction is deleted from the syllabus, but I'll just give you a short introduction, or I'll just tell you the definition for you all to have a feel of this subject. Chemical kinetics, it is the branch of chemistry that deals with the rate of chemical reactions and factors that affect the rate of chemical reaction. So we are going to see about various chemical reactions and what their rate are. We are also going to see how their rate affects. Some reactions they have a faster rate, some reactions they have slow rate. So everything related to rate we are going to see in this in this chapter. So it is, again I'll repeat, it is a branch of chemistry that deals with the rate of chemical reactions and the factors that affect the rate of reactions. What all factors are related with the rate of reaction, whether a particular reaction is a fast reaction or whether a particular reaction is a slow reaction. So all these things related to rate we are going to see in this chapter. Next thing is what exactly rate of chemical reaction is, what it means by rate. Now see, rate of reaction, it describes how rapidly the reactants are consumed or the products are formed. In any reaction or in any chemical, you can say that in any chemical reaction or in any chemical laboratory experiment, if you see, you can see that certain reactants are getting consumed and products are formed. Always this is there. So how fast a particular reactant is consumed and how fast a particular product is formed, this is nothing but that defines the rate of a chemical reaction. Next we are going to see about the average rate of chemical reaction. Now what is average rate? When you talk about average, when we say average marks, what exactly it means, that we are going to see now. It describes by knowing the change in concentration of reactants or products divided by time interval over which the change occurs. Now this average rate concept we are going to see further in various derivations. So average rate of chemical reaction, it is described by knowing the change in concentration of reactants or products. Actually rate of reaction is also nothing but change in concentration of reactants or products. But when you are talking about the average rate, just rate is change in concentration of reactants or product with respect to time. Always remember one important thing, that rate is measured with respect to time. How fast or how slow a particular reaction takes place. So, average rate of chemical reaction, it is described by knowing the change in concentration of reactant or product divided by time interval over which the change occurs. For example, if we have, I'll just give you an example for you to understand. If we have to travel a particular distance, let's take from example from position A to position B, from Ahmednagar to Pune, when we have to go in this way, the distance will be same. If two vehicles are there, they have to cross the same distance. But for example, if vehicle A will complete that distance, particular distance, in just, for example, in 2.5 hours, whereas the another vehicle will take 3 hours. So we will say that the first vehicle which has completed in 2.5 hours has more rate. This we have calculated with respect to time. So time is related to rate, or you can say that rate is related to time. So here we say it is described by knowing the change in concentration of reactant or product divided by time interval over which the change occurs. Here if you say average rate is nothing but change in concentration of species divided by change in time. How fast that species changes its concentration. If the species changes its concentration, or if it is getting over, or if you can say it is getting consumed slowly, the rate of reaction is slow, or if it is getting consumed fast, the rate of reaction is naturally fast. So if you see over here, average rate, the change in concentration of a species divided by change in time. So we have delta C divided by delta T. Now if you consider this reaction, if you see on the screen, you can see that a reaction A goes to B. Any reaction you can take, I'll just shown you in a general form, that is reactant is A and product is B. Always remember, A reactant is consumed and product is formed. So here you can say A is consumed and B is product which is produced. So average rate of consumption of A is delta by delta T of A. With respect to derivatives, if we see, with mathematics, if we see, it is delta by delta T of A. Or you can say that delta active mass of A by delta T. Now here the negative sign which is there, it indicates that consumption of A or the concentration of A is reduced. So we are giving here a negative sign. Whereas the rate of formation of B, here the rate of formation of B, we can say that delta by delta T of B. It means that we are giving a positive sign because formation of B or product B is formed. Hence the average rate of reaction will be minus delta by delta T of A and delta by delta T of B with respect to A and with respect to B. Now the rate of reaction represents a decrease in concentration of reactants per unit time or increase in concentration of products per unit time. Always remember in a particular reaction, if you say reactants are getting consumed and products are getting formed. So here if you see the rate of reaction, it depends upon the consumption of reactants and the formation of products. So here they are saying the rate of reaction represents decrease in concentration of the reactants. That is, reactant concentration is getting lowered and increase in the concentration of product. That is, the products are getting formed. Hence, the dimensions, or you can say the unit. What will be the unit if you see? It will be moles per dm cube per second. Now, how this moles per dm cube per second, if you see, delta B, B is nothing but concentration, and concentration is represented or it is denoted with respect to moles per dm cube and divided by time, that is delta T. So that will be moles per dm cube per second. So rate of reaction is nothing but moles per dm cube per second. I hope you are clear with average rate. Again, I'll repeat, average rate is nothing but change in concentration of a species with respect to time. If the species is a reactant species, it is getting consumed. And with respect to derivatives, we can say that it has negative sign. Here, if you see delta A, delta minus, you can say minus D delta by delta T of A, because reactant is consumed, and we are giving positive sign for B, that is positive delta by delta T of B, because B is getting formed. Next, if you see, instantaneous rate. Instantaneous. The name itself tells you instant. It tells you about that particular instant. Now see, for a reaction, A goes to B. The rate of consumption of A at any time T will be minus D by dt of A. And rate of formation of B at any time T, that will be plus positive sign D by dt of B. Now, why we are giving positive sign here? Again, the same case, that is product always you can say that always the concentration of product increases, and hence we say that as the concentration of product is formed, or you can say as the product is formed or concentration of product increases, you give a positive sign. Now, what exactly instantaneous rate is? I'll explain you in short. Instantaneous means it tells you about that particular instant, that particular instant of time. For example, if a reaction gets if a reaction gets completed in 3 hours, you have started the reaction at 0 minute. After 1 hour, the reaction is, for example, you can say 30% completed or 40% completed. Then what you're going to see, you're going to remove the reaction mixture and you're going to see how much the reaction is formed, or you can say how much the product is formed. So that particular instant, at that particular time, the rate of reaction, it denotes it is called as instantaneous rate. So instantaneous rate is nothing but for a reaction, for example, A goes to B. The rate of consumption of A will be minus d by dt of A, and the rate of formation of B, that will be plus d by dt of B. Rate of reaction at time T. So thus both the rates are equal. Rate of reaction at time T will be minus d by dt of A, which is equal to plus d by dt of B. Now for the reactions involving 1 mole, initially in the previous slide, if you see, we are having just 1 mole of A and formation of 1 mole of B. But if we have different stoichiometries, for the reactions, involving 1 mole of A and B, the rate of consumption of A equals to the rate of formation of B. We have seen this in the previous slide. That is, rate of consumption of A is equal to rate of formation of B minus d by dt of A is equal to plus d by dt of B. This was clear, or this was okay when the concentration of reactants was 1 mole. But now see, for the reactions which are having different stoichiometries. Stoichiometries means different coefficients, different concentrations, different coefficients if we have. For the reactions involving 1 mole of A and B, the rate of consumption of A equals to the rate of formation of B. But this is not true for the reactions involving different stoichiometries. So let's go ahead and see. If you have another reaction, let's consider about A plus 3 moles of B will give you 2 moles of C. In this reaction, A, which is in 1 mole, and you are taking 3 moles of B. When you have 1 mole of A and 3 moles of B, then 2 moles of C will be formed. When 1 mole of the same, they are saying when 1 mole of A is consumed, 3 moles of B are consumed, and 2 moles of C are formed. The stoichiometric coefficients of all the 3 species are different. That is 1, 3, and 2. They are different. So what exactly the rate law says now? Thus, the rate of consumption of B is 3 times the rate of consumption of A. How much A is required? 1 mole. And how much B is required for that? 3 moles. So, the rate of consumption of B is 3 times the rate of consumption of B. Likewise, the rate of formation of C is twice the rate of consumption of A. Rate of formation, when you're forming, C is getting formed. So rate of formation of C is twice the rate of consumption of A. When you're comparing it with A, you can say that it is twice. Okay. So rate of formation of A, rate of formation of C is twice the rate of consumption of A. So how will you put this in mathematical form or in derivative form? You can see that minus d by dt of B, which is equal to thrice minus d by dt of A and d by dt of C, which is equal to negative sign, that is it is getting consumed since A is getting consumed, twice d by dt of A. I'll repeat again. See, if you see this reaction, you'll get to know again. A is just in 1 mole, B is in 3 moles, and C is again in 2 moles. So, mathematically it states that minus d by dt of B, which is equal to minus 3 times d by dt of A, and d by dt of C, which is equal to minus d by dt twice minus twice d by dt of A. I'll just, if you rearrange this equation, you will see that minus d by dt of A, which is equal to 1 by 3. Mathematically, if you see, 1 by 3 into d by dt of B, which is equal to, again the same, 1 by 2 into d by dt of C. If you see properly, what is the common factor in the above equation in the first line? D by dt of A. So, when you compare it with d by dt of A, we have d by dt of A, which is equal to minus 1 by 3 into d by dt of B, which is equal to 1 by 2 into d by dt of C. So, thus see here, the rate of reaction is nothing but minus d by dt of A, which is equal to minus 1 by 3 into d by dt of B, which is equal to 1 by 2 into d by dt of C. Now, in general, this was for a particular reaction that we took. We are having 1 mole of A, 3 moles of B, and 2 moles of C were formed. But in general, if you have a reaction like A of A plus B of B gives C of C plus D of D. If you have a general reaction, in this case, the rate law will be, the rate of reaction will be minus 1 by A into d by dt of A, which is also equal to minus 1 by B into d by dt of B, which is equal to 1 by C, positive sign because product is getting formed, which is equal to 1 by C into d by dt of C, which is equal to, again positive sign because product is formed, 1 by D into d by dt of D. Now, rate of reaction and reactant concentration. Now we are going to see rate of reaction and the reactant concentration. What exactly the rate of reaction says and rate concentration, everything we are going to see now. The rate of reaction at a given temperature for a given time instant depends on the concentration of reactant. Such rate concentration relation is the rate law. Always remember, when we are calculating or when we are finding the rate of reaction, we consider one important thing, that is concentration and time. With respect to time, how much concentration is getting consumed, how much concentration of reactant is getting consumed, and how much concentration of product is getting formed. So two things are important, that is concentration and time. So rate of reaction at a given temperature for a given time instant depends on concentration of the reactant. If more of the reactant is consumed, rate of reaction is high. If less of the reactant is getting consumed, slower is the reaction, you can see. So we are going to see now rate law. What exactly rate law is? Let's again take the same example, the reaction A of A plus B of B gives C of C plus D of D. The rate of reaction at a given time is proportional to its molar concentration at that time raised to simple parts. So what rate law states, or what this definition of rate law is, rate of reaction at a given time is proportional to its molar concentration at that time raised to simple parts. For example, if you have this reaction, now rate of reaction will be, that is A of A plus B of B gives C of C plus D of D. If you have this reaction, and then the rate of reaction according to the rate law will be what? Rate of reaction at a given time is proportional. If you see on the screen, I will show you. You see here, that is, it is directly proportional to what? It is directly proportional to the molar concentration. Here the molar concentration of A, that is, it is capital A, and molar concentration is capital B. You can even call it as active mass. So capital A and capital B, and it is raised to simple pass. Raised to simple pass, here you can say X and Y. A and B, small a and small b, and small x and small y, they are different. See, again I'll repeat for you all to understand. Again I'll repeat. The rate of reaction at a given time is proportional to its molar concentration at that time raised to simple pass. So here, if you have this reaction A of A plus B of B gives C of C plus D of D. So the rate of reaction is directly proportional to what? Molar concentration of A and molar concentration of B, but raised to simple pass. Raised to simple pass means here we have a simple part, that is X and Y. So this is called differential rate law. In order to remove the proportionality sign, we have to insert a constant. So let's take a constant K. So rate of reaction, again I'll repeat, rate of reaction is directly proportional to active mass of A raised to X into active mass of B raised to Y. Or rate of reaction is equal to K into active mass of A raised to X into active mass of B raised to Y. And K is called as proportionality constant. Now always remember, in the above equation, the pass X and Y, they are different from the molar concentration small a, or from the molar from the coefficients small a, small b, small c, small d. They are different. They are not related to X and Y. If you see over here, always remember this. The pass X and Y of the concentration terms A and B in the rate law, they are not necessarily equal to stoichiometric coefficients small a and small b. Thus X and Y, they are experimentally determined. They are not theoretical. They are experimentally determined. The exponents X and Y appearing in the rate law tells us how the concentration change affects the rate of reaction. So if you change the concentration, how it will affect the rate of reaction. Now, actually X and Y, they are a simple pass to which the concentrations or the active mass is raised. You can see over here again in the previous slide, that is rate of reaction is directly proportional to A, active mass of capital A raised to X, and active mass of capital B raised to Y. Or rate of reaction is equal to K into active mass of A raised to X into active mass of B raised to Y. Now this X and Y will determine what? It will determine the exponents X and Y appearing in the rate law. They tell you, or they determine, the concentration change affects the rate of reaction. Now for example, if you have this reaction X, for example, if you have X is equal